In this video, we will be discussing how to use the density equation to find density, mass, and volume. The density equation states that density is equal to mass divided by volume. We can rewrite this density equation inside a triangle to help us more easily see how to use this equation to find the three different variables. The way that the triangle works is you cover up the variable that you're trying to find, and then you follow the other variables to do the math. The first problem that we have for finding density says, what is the density of an object that has a mass of 3.04 grams and a volume of 20.16 milliliters? So if we use our triangle, we can cover up the density, since that is what we are trying to find, and we see that our equation is mass divided by volume, just as it is over here in the traditionally formed equation. So we can say density is equal to mass, which is 3.04 grams, divided by the volume, which is 20.16 milliliters. If we plug this into our calculator, we can say 3.04 divided by 20.16 equals 0.1507936,508. According to our original problem, 3.04 is 3 significant figures. 20.16 is 4 significant figures. Because this calculation involves multiplication or division, that means that our final answer needs to have 3 significant figures. So the final answer is 0.151, and the unit is gram per milliliter. The next question asks us to find mass, and it says, what is the mass of an object that has a density of 1.19 grams per milliliter and a volume of 30.61 milliliters? If we use our triangle to cover up mass, we see that the mathematical operation that we are to use is density times volume. So we can say mass is equal to density, which is 1.19 grams per milliliter, times our volume, which is 30.61 milliliters. If we plug this information into our calculator, we'll say 1.19 times 30.16, enter, and we get the number 35.8904. In our original problem, density has 3 significant figures, volume has 4 significant figures, and because this is a multiplication or division application, our final answer needs to have a total of 3 significant figures. So the correct answer would be 35.9. Milliliters would cancel out the unit milliliters to leave us with the unit gram on top, so 35.9 grams would be our correct answer. The next question asks us to find volume. It says, what is the volume in liters of an object that weighs 18.2 kilograms and has a density of 7.56 grams per milliliter? If we use our triangle to cover up volume, which is the unit that we're trying to find, we see that our mathematical operation will be mass divided by density. The thing to pay attention to in this problem are our units. Density is given to us in grams per milliliter, but the information for mass is given to us in kilograms, and they're asking us for volume in liters. This means that before we can plug the information into our equation, we first need to change our mass in kilograms into mass in grams, because that's the unit that our density is in. So we would have to perform this conversion, kilograms into grams, before we could use this equation. We can say 18.2 kilograms is the information that's given to us. We can place the unit of kilogram on bottom and the unit gram on top in our conversion table. The prefix kilogram gives the number 1, and the number 1 times 10 to the third corresponds to our grams, because there's 1 times 10 to the third grams for every 1 kilogram. If we plug this information into our calculator, we see that 18.2 times 1 times 10 to the third gives us the number 18,200 grams, because kilograms cancels out with kilograms to leave us with the unit gram. Now that we have this number, we can then use our triangle to find our volume. Since we are trying to find our volume, we would say volume is equal to mass divided by density. We just found our mass in grams to be 18,200 grams, and that would be divided by our density, which is 7.56 grams per milliliter. If we plug this information into our calculator, we would say 18,200 grams divided by 7.56 grams per milliliter, and this would leave us with the number 2,407.407407. Grams on top cancels out with grams on the bottom, and since we're dividing by milliliters in the denominator, milliliters would then be the unit that would go up to the top, so this would be our number of milliliters. Our question is asking us for volume in liters. So we could set up another conversion table and say liter, 1 milliliter, 1 times 10 to the negative 3 liters are in 1 milliliter. So we can multiply this number times 1 second EE to the negative 3, and our final answer would be 2.41 liters. So this would be our final answer.